Hello everyone, how you guys doing today? We are back here on the World of Otium for our third episode of our server tour. We are looking at all the provinces, talking about some of the builds, some of the people that we were working with, all the fun that we had on it as well. Definitely, this is going to be the last two provinces that we've done, which is Schleinfeld and Kahar. Fairly recent ones. This is our winter province as well as our desert province. So hopefully you liked the last two episodes where we went through the previous ones. We're just sort of doing two provinces an episode, spending some time just flying around in creative, looking at what's there, trying not to break anything, and really just sort of seeing what we've built, talk about what we've accomplished and the like. So let me head over to the nether side of Kahar and we will take a look and get started. So I'll be back. All right, welcome back. We are above the nether again and we are coming into the Kahar portal. This was actually a really kind of cool build this room. BrownieBits Gaming was doing a 24-hour stream on his birthday, and we built, as part of the tail end of the stream after his 24 hours straight, we built this portal room with the help of BrownieBits. Almost everybody on the server was here, and we had some special guests, Fade and Sassy as well. They are definitely friends of the server, and we had a lot of fun putting this together, sort of building this, collecting up resources, just having a lot of fun on the server together, hanging out and enjoying it. Let's take a look at Sneinfeld, and this one's going to be kind of an interesting. We're going to do a lot of flying on this one because there's definitely some really cool things. I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to zip out of our cave that we did, and we're going to head off over in this direction, which is Iceland Queen's area. And she basically, one of the things that was really different with this particular province is that we, as a group, we really ended up spreading out, sort of taking our own spaces, lots of space between the different areas, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It allowed us some time to really make some cool builds, some isolated builds, and have a lot of fun with it. And I really think that that was a unique experience, and still be able to tie them together and work with the same kind of themes. And then get closer as we went to the center of the province as well. And then it'll also lead into the next one, because the next province we actually decided we were going to build right on top of each other. So Iceland Queen put together this little church out here, this sort of very rugged and basic church out here with the sod roof and so forth. And she also had this farmhouse and the like out here. With some sod roofs and so forth. So really, really kind of cool. Well, definitely fun things to do, and then sort of worked our way path over to my one of my primary builds on this server was the this little house that we put together. This is where BrownieBits Gaming and I ended up swapping each other's channels out. He was able to do the decorations on the inside after I did the primary build on the house. I think it really turned out really well, as just sort of a house replication I found online of a very sloped roof house, so forth. Did some custom pine trees. Had to go through a couple iterations, and I kind of decided to leave the different iterations here. Just started to get a feel, to show the progression on it, and then experimented with some farmland and getting wanting to still have some tilled soil up in here, and using some of the game mechanics in order to do that by trapping a water block up here so that it would show where it's at and the like, which is really kind of cool. We did another project over there. Can't quite see it. A nice little ruins area. If you definitely want to take a look at it, I'm going to leave you to get the world download and head over there and take a look at it. But right over there in that little, right by those mountains and so forth. Really kind of cool. This was the palisades that Wallace put together. He decided to build the circle and then build these buildings on the corners, which was really unique, really, really tough. A stronger builder than I to get this to work out. He basically built it on an angle. Turned out really, really good. Deseret put together this little blacksmith. I think Wallace did this market and so forth. I did a custom tree here in the center as well. We did some path works and so forth as well, getting this all tied together. That was the fun part of this. These are Wallace's builds where he put together a bunch of sod roof houses, which are all a little bit unique, but still all the same, which was really kind of cool watching them go up and so forth. And then he did a custom this bridge, which we just love this. I just love this bridge. Absolutely gorgeous, absolutely incredible. All the details and using the fences and the partials. Just a great bridge to tie all these different houses in together. Custom did this terrain here, getting it to come together and sort of complete. There was a little bit of a river valley down here that just didn't quite finish and hook up together. This was my other fun build that I put together, which is this frozen waterfall with this ice cave behind it. I thought this really turned out really well. It didn't quite turn out as well in the shaders tour as I wanted it to, but it still has a unique feel to it. Really kind of fun as well. This bridge right here is Mantis's, where she emulated what Wallace had done, and it leads up to her large longhouse up here on the top, which I think is just a great capping build to the whole province up here, with some kegs sitting over here, sails, ship implements. Really, really cool. Furnished out, lots of different things in here. Definitely want to take a look at and see as well. Really, really, really cool builds there. And then this one over here is BrownieBits Gaming's church. Decided to build this grand church based on an Icelandic church. And it really, really turned out really well. Didn't quite have time to do all the details on it as you wanted. It's again, the real life gets in the way sometimes, and you sort of have to keep living. If, one of these days we'll be be able to do this full time, and get be able to send you out content all the time. But did all the stained glasses. This is a complete different look. I remember in here when he was building it, and it was all stone, and he knocked out probably half the stones that he put in and put this church together. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous church as well. And then over here, I want to take a peek behind here. He added this little house with the Wallace as well, as far as a additional feel to it. And then what I think is probably one of the coolest builds that Stina Rose did is she put together these ships. These ships out here in the harbor were just absolutely cool looking. And then she went and did it one more up and finished up this harbor area with some houses, some ships that had their sails rolled up, sort of tied all of this together. I got this all in here as well. Absolutely gorgeous looking. I've got the shaders tour for this one was a lot of fun. I was able to use these ships coming in and getting all this cloudy, low cast. They get that golden hour of light and so forth to really, really sing what this was. And I really think that this whole... Here we go. Right here, kind of see most of it. Sort of that fog up in the background there. But that is this province. This was a lot of fun. We were able to take a little bit longer on it. People spread out and sort of did their own things. Did this for a couple of months through the holidays, which was kind of nice. It was very low key, not a lot of rushing. We were thinking of doing a holiday specific area for Christmas and the other winter holidays, but it just didn't turn out right. But this was definitely worth it. Definitely one of the cooler provinces we put together. Really covers a lot of area, and really, really great building happened here. But that is what we got time for this. That's what we got for on this province. And we're going to head over to Kahar, which is the last province that we did. So it should be fresh in everybody's minds. This one was a really cool one to do. But let's head over to Kahar and take a look. All right, welcome back. We are back over here in the nether side of the final province we're going to look at, which is Kahar. This is the latest province that we did. This is the nether room I put together. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those episodes. But I wanted to sort of have this model view of what we did below us. And I think this room turned out really, really well. I think some of these abstract builds are some of the better ones that I've been able to pull off. But let's go through and take a look at what we got going on. So this is the portal room that Wallace has done. And I think it's absolutely great. It's a little tiny portal room, a lot of sandstone, intricate builds with the stairs, and this great pillar of fire sitting over here on the top. Definitely really, really cool. And I think what we want to do is we're going to go through this one and look at some of the different things that we did with this. So the intention of this entire province was that Wallace built these walls around for us, and then we were going to build right on top of each other. Every build that you see in there is right next to each other. And that was the whole point, was that we would be right on top of each other. And by being on top of each other, it would require us to do a little bit different work on our building, and I think it turned out really, really well. So this over here is the army camp that CraftingMantis put together first, along with the bridge, I believe. Definitely really kind of cool. She did a lot of work on this province, a lot of going around on this one. So there's the army camp. She also worked on this mine area and this little watchtower, which is a great watchtower. I think she actually said she went out, figured out where she could see most of the area, and that's where she decided to put this in at. And I think these are just great little buildings that sort of stand out by themselves. This one is really cool, really well furnished. I think it's really indicative of the feel of this. I didn't even notice that she's got carpets there, aren't they? Wow. Setting on the string carpets, setting on the inside of that. That's really cool. Some really creative people on the server, if you haven't noticed. Built this watchtower, very reminiscent of the wall, and I think that was the point of it, just for overlooking the town and so forth. Out here on the outside over here, we've got a couple little dust devils that are coming in. These were just sort of me trying to be creative and different, building something organic, and seeing what I could do with it. I thought they turned out pretty well. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on those. Those were fun to make, and definitely a different thing to do. But let's get into the guts of Kahar. There's so much going on in here. And let's go take a quick look at them. So let's talk about this one right here. This is the observatory that Night 13 did put together, sort of working with the Prismarine peak and so forth. We got ourselves a moon and some stars down in there. Really, really cool build. This area over here, you can sort of see where the wall goes around between next to the market. This was all done by Iceland Queen. This is the higher end housing. I did help with the landscaping and the tree work on the inside there. But I think it really turned out really, really well. She did a great job on these, getting these all these houses in here as well. This next domed building, and we got a lot of buildings to go through in a really, really tight space, which is really kind of cool. This dome building right in here is where is a CraftingMantis, and she built our library for us with another fountain on the inside here. Books, gorgeous piece of lighting and work here. All these bookshelves for the library of the province. I think turned out really, really well. Let's take a look at this one. This was a little market area that Iceland Queen also put in. I love the use of the jungle leaves to sort of frame this area up. The market looks really cool, really nice. The use of the red sand, the brown concrete to sort of show a path. Really busy area, and I think it turned out really, really well. This fountain right here was done by CraftingMantis. You definitely want to go look at her video on that one. Really kind of cool, really cool what she did there. This right here is a courthouse, and I think this was also a CraftingMantis build. She's got a courthouse up here, and then down below, and I think that the whole reason why she did it this way was that the city grew. She's got a jail here with some basic things here. I'm number 2 over here, not number 1. Police station, and then it grew and needed a courthouse, so she stuck that on top of it, and I think it really turned out really well. Let's take a look here, and yes, I'm saving mine for last. This is a salon area, sort of a open air, relaxing area that Wallace put together. I just love this build. That's the one thing with the building in the sandstone area, is that you have all these different sandstone textures and shapes that you can work with. And it really turned out really nice. You've got the upside down stairs, these textures, absolutely gorgeous. Really cool. And then this is the slum area over here. Real basic housing that Desert Rat put together, which I think turned out really cool. And then we had our knockdown building that we did right here. Some, little beat up area which isn't kept up as well. Fallen tree, sort of a well that's got some problems. And then it comes into my build for this area, which is the soup kitchen. And then our mosque area, which I think turned out really well. Our mirrored floor to the ceiling, which was so much more work than I thought it was going to be. But I think the effect is absolutely great. I really enjoyed doing this one and putting this one together. I've seen it done on other servers and so forth, but not nearly to the scale that this was done on. And then our tower up to the top there. But this one was this province was a lot of fun because it was so compact and so right on top of each other, and you really had to know what each other was doing in order to make this all work. And I think that was really probably the most fun part about this province. You can definitely see how tight and compact and full this area is. Absolutely great work by everybody involved on this. Really had a lot of fun. And unfortunately, that's the last province that we're probably doing on this server. We are going to be moving into Season 2 when 1.13 drops, which hopefully is going to be very soon here. Everybody's sort of antsy and chomping at the bits. We've got a lot of plans. We've sort of already mapped out what we're going to do, how we're going to put everything together. I think we're really going to have a lot of fun. I think hopefully you guys are really going to enjoy it. But that is what I got time for today. Thank you guys very much. I'd love to hear you guys' feedback. Again, tell me what you think of the builds that were here on this province as well as in the previous one. What do you guys think were the best? Go tell other members of the server what you thought of their builds. Definitely give them the feedback that they deserve, and go ahead and subscribe to their channels as well. Speaking of that, hopefully you guys liked today's video. And if you did, hit the thumbs up button down below. And if you want to see more content like this, definitely subscribe. So if you want to see what's going to be happening, what we're going to be doing, I'm going to try and be a little more active on Twitter this week as we start talking about 1.13 and Otium Season 2. So follow me on Twitter at @AWanderingNerd, and also follow the World of Otium, that you can find out when everybody on the server is releasing videos at World of Otium. It's a great resource to find out who's going live, who's broadcasting, who's on streaming on the server. All the members of the servers, all their new content is broadcast out on that as well. But thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed Season 1 of the World of Otium. Hopefully you guys like these tours. Hope you guys come back for Season 2 and what we're going to try and do there. We got a lot of people returning, and surprise, we got some new people going to be showing up. So, again, thank you very much, and until next time, this is a Wandering Nerd.